welcome back to another stream. In today's stream, I thought we'd talk about the next batch of bookings. Um, what's kind of been happening with me more recently with bookings is I have like a period where I might have like 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks where there's like bookings happening sort of like in a row. And then sometimes I'll have like a little period where I might have a good like 3 or 4 weeks of no bookings. And that has kind of been a little bit kind of like the case lately. We've had like the odd booking like now and again, and then we've kind of had these like weeks of kind of like gaps. So we went to sort of like Scotland, and then there was like a little bit of a break, and then a couple of gigs got cancelled. So we had a sort of like 2 week or so break, and then we went over to Skegness and did all of that stuff, and then sort of a couple of bookings. There's one this weekend, and then we kind of take a little bit of a break for like a couple of weeks again, and then we kind of come back to like a load more bookings again. So I thought I'd do a little bit of a just a little bit of a update on kind of like the next batch of bookings and where I'm playing next, and just kind of where you can find me, and all of that kind of stuff. So it actually all kicks off this Friday. So this Friday I'm in Doncaster, and I'm doing a birthday party on Friday. So it's not really just like an actual Pacific event itself. It's more just a few DJs and MCs getting together. A pub's been hired. It's somebody's birthday, and we're putting on a little party for it. And we're having a little bit of a rave for the party, and there'll be people like friends and family of the party coming, and there'll be us DJs playing bounce music and like Clubland and all of that kind of good stuff. So that's this Friday. That is from 7 until midnight, in a pub, and I forget the name of the pub. It's about 15 minutes away from the Doncaster Central train station. So it's not a bad one. It's actually a gig where I'm gonna actually get the train, and I'm gonna go on the train and come back on the train on the same night as well. And it's one of them kind of like early finishes. Like it finishes at midnight. I have to leave before then to get the last train. So I'm, by sort of going up for sort of 1, 1:30, maybe 2 at the latest, I'm going to be back home and tucked up in bed. And it will all be a memory of what will have hopefully been a really enjoyable night. So that is going down and taking place. And then we have a couple of weeks where we do not have a booking, unless, of course, something comes in. I always keep my dates available and open. I'm always open to bookings. And then we have the mighty Rave Kids, and that has kind of come around so quick, because I remember when I first got asked about doing the Rave Kids booking, and it felt like it was so far away, and it was like a really exciting thing. And now it's just kind of like, well, do you know what? Like, it's actually this month, like, and it is like literally a matter of like 3 weeks away, which is kind of like a crazy thing. That it's come like so quick. It's been so crazy, that it's come so quick, and it's obviously been a really kind of like big thing that it's big, that I got booked for it, and stuff like that. So that is in a couple of weeks. I've got no clue what I'm gonna play yet. I'm not remotely sure of like what my set time and stuff is yet. And to in all fairness, like, I know sometimes at Rave Kids you don't always get the longest of set times, because sometimes like the younger people don't always sort of like young people, they've got like shorter attention span, and and events and things for Rave Kids, they don't always last that long, especially some of the smaller ones. They're only sort of like maybe a few hours in the afternoon and stuff. So they just have nice and short, simple little DJs just switching it up quite regular. So there's a good chance that I could even be on something like a half an hour set, a 40-minute set at the most. I'm not remotely sure what's going to happen. So I'm just kind of, I've got some tracks in mind that I want to play, but I'm just kind of holding off because I don't want to kind of put this like absolutely amazing, hour-long set together that'll go off in the club and then kind of be told, you're only gonna play like a very small portion of that set. I'd rather just get an idea of what I'm gonna play and then sort of play it around there. And then if I need to edit any tracks and things, I can edit some tracks and stuff like that. And it's not that far off, so I will obviously get to know regarding the set time very soon. But it will be set to be a fun one. And I suppose the only disappointing thing about the booking is when I first got the booking, I lived literally 2 minutes away from the nightclub, whereas now I don't live 2 minutes away from the nightclub, but I still live within a walking distance, so it's not all bad. It'll probably take me about 15-20 minutes to walk there, but it is walkable, and I'm quite looking forward to kind of walking there because that will be kind of like my return to that area because like since I've moved I've not actually been back up that end, and it would be really good to get back to that end again and just it was a part of my life living at that end, even though the time in the shared house wasn't the most amazing time. It was a moment in my life, and I got on with some people around that area, like some of the shopkeepers and the takeaway owners and stuff. So I think maybe for old time's sake, when I come out of the event, it might have to be Majestic for some cheesy chips because they did some banging cheesy chips, and I went there quite a lot when I lived in the shared house. So it'll be good to get that and then just walk home essentially, and head back home. But yeah, so that'll be set to be a belter. And then the following week is a double weekend. It's a double whammy. And I'm really looking forward to this one. So the following week, which will take us to Friday the 3rd of May, so it'll be the beginning of May. It's a bank holiday weekend as well. It's a May bank holiday. And anyway, so Friday the 3rd of May, we are over to Sheffield for Chain Reaction, and it's going to be an absolutely amazing event. So, I'm going back to back with DJ Turner. We're playing a bounce set. The last Chain Reaction was absolutely belting, and they had a really busy club as well. Just unfortunately, they had a few sound issues that was not really the event's fault. It was more the actual sound guy itself. But that has been reassured to have been all sorted and fixed, so that should be good. And yeah, it should be set to be an absolutely belting night. It's going to be really good. It's going to be really fun. The only thing I am not looking forward to is the fact that it's going to be a fairly late night, and then I've got to be up the next day to go to Stoke. So on the Saturday we have Bounce to Infinity in Stoke at the Jollies nightclub. I played their event last year, their launch event, and they've invited me back a second time around, so I'm proper buzzed and I'm proper gassed about that. And then on the Sunday, there is actually an event going off at the warehouse that I think I might be going to if I can take a third day of raving. But the Monday is a bank holiday, so there would be no work. I wouldn't be working, and that'd be a cool thing. I'd have like Monday as a full day to recover, and Tuesday would be a full day to recover as well. So that'd be a really cool thing. But yeah, there will be 2 days of raving. But because I don't drive, and I'll be going with the layman to the Chain Reaction, and he takes the photos, I will have to stay till he's finished doing what he's doing. And then by the time we've called at the Mackies and got some food, as we always do, and drove back home, time gets on with itself, sort of 5 in the morning sometimes, sometimes can even be 6 in the morning. Not sure what time the chain reaction finishes. I would imagine it will finish like either around 3 or 4. And then we would, like I say, if it finished round 3, we'd probably leave about 20 past 3 once he's photographed the last DJ. And then by the time we've got out of Sheffield and then hit like a food place, it goes up to like 5 in the morning by the time you get home and crawl into your bed. And then I'm up the next day to go and get a train and head to Stoke, which is going to be an absolutely amazing feeling to be doing that. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, so that will literally be an amazing weekend. And then the following weekend, we are back gigging again. So on the Friday, I have something that I can't tell you guys about. It's a little bit of a surprise. It's a really hard one because basically the only way I can describe it is I'm planning a surprise for somebody, and I can't like give away the surprise until it's obviously happened. So like the day's gotta happen, and then I can talk about the day. Whereas like up to now, I planned a little surprise, and I've just literally like I can't say about it, but something's happening on that day. Little bit of a surprise. It's going to be a shed load of fun. And then on the Saturday, we are over in Leicester for Bounceology. It's DJ Lash's Gemma Janko's birthday, and she has requested that I head down to Leicester and I MC at this one. So little MC booking there. And if you didn't catch at the last stream, I did do like a little bit of a sort of short announcement at the end of that stream, but I'm going to be doing something a bit more like I'm going to be touching up a bit more about it in a couple of months or something when I feel the time's right. But essentially, I'm going to be making an announcement in the whole regards to sort of my MCing and sort of going forward with my MCing. And all I will say is it's not going to please everybody what I'm going to say, but at the end of the day, I've got to kind of do what I feel is right for me. And that is why I'm making the decision to do what I'm going to do. Yes, I am from Yorkshire. Big shout to people locking in. So yeah, so we go to Leicester, and then we actually get a couple of weeks off, which is a good thing. And then on the I think it's the 1st of June, so it's right at the beginning of June. We travel to Manchester. Another gig that I'm MCing. We've got Ryan Garner and we've got Mandy Edge singing live. It's going to be an absolutely belting hardcore night, and I'm looking forward to jumping on the mic and doing some bits there. It'll be a little bit of fun right there. And then at the 22nd of June, I have a booking that literally, I think it only just came in, I think yesterday. It came in yesterday, believe it or not. And it was, yeah, it's an exciting one. So I'll be looking forward to announcing that, and I'll be able to announce that hopefully the beginning of next week, which should be good. I think the artwork is going to be ready over the sort of the end of the week, but like with me going to Doncaster and stuff, I just probably won't get chance to announce it. So it might be somewhere, maybe Sunday. Maybe Sunday, Monday, I might announce it if the artwork is with us. Sometimes people say like the artwork will be ready and then it's not ready. It's not ready in the time that they've said it would be, or there's been like a delay on it. So we'll see. And then literally we just have loads more gigs coming up, but that kind of goes a little bit too far. I was kind of more focusing on kind of what's coming up, like Rave Kids, and sort of into the beginning of May. and then sort of once we get to sort of into May, we'll kind of do like a June into July, because there's loads of things coming up, so it'll be good. We've got some good gigs coming up, so it'll be amazing. And let me just get rid of that clown who thinks it's acceptable to call me Four Eyes, even though I do technically have four eyes. But there we go. Hide user from the channel. So there we go. There we go. He's gone anyway. We get clowns all the time. I'm used to it. Let the clown be the clown. Let the clown be the clown is what I say. So we've got some good things coming up. They're just weird. They're weird, bro. The thing is they're either troll accounts or they're just people who are jealous with no life. And I haven't got time for either. Fake accounts are just stupid. Get rid of them. And people who are just jealous, just stupid. Just people that have no life, and their life isn't going so well, so they try to pick on someone's life who is going well. And I've got no time for that. I changed a lot of things in my life over the past couple of years because of people who were like bitter and jealous, and people in my circle who I pardon, people who I didn't think were right for me. And then people might stumble across this live. I aren't really fussed if they do or they don't. At the end of the day, I just did things to better my life. And people who aren't genuine in your life, and people who don't want to see you succeed or are in your life, for the good reasons, you have to get rid of them. And they might think like, oh, why did you cut us off, and why did you do this? And at the end of the day, they've got to take a look in the mirror and stuff like that. And that is just obviously the way it goes. But that's not why we're streaming. So so some amazing gigs coming up. I've got an itch in my eye. It's getting quite late now, isn't it? So yeah. Also, I'm gonna be doing a lot of transformation as well. In terms of myself, what I'm doing, my DJing. There's gonna be a lot of new stuff coming. So I've got a lot of things planned in the pipeline, things that I'm going to be doing going forward. A big chunk of it is actually working on some original music. So I'm going to delve into making some original tracks. I've made one called Goddard, which is going to be coming out soon. I'm going to play test it at one of the upcoming gigs, the one in June that's not been announced yet. But yeah, I'm gonna, I've done a lot of bootlegging, a lot of donk remixes, and don't get me wrong, I still sort of enjoy doing that. I still love it, but it's time now to kind of start dipping my toes into making some original stuff and writing some stuff and getting some singers to sing some original lyrics. And and this isn't necessarily meaning bounce music either. Like, I am going to do a whole range of different things. So I'm going to be making some like commercial tunes, trance tunes, more like physical club tunes, and then I probably will do like remix it, like bounce versions of my original tracks, just so I can play some of them in my sets and stuff. But like, I want to do some like original stuff, and I want to make some of my own stuff, and get some stuff like proper releases that aren't just going on to like bootleg sites and stuff. Nothing wrong with the bootleg sites. I like them. I buy off them. I support them. The people make some good stuff on there. People make some bad stuff on there. Personally, in all honesty, I think some of the bootlegging sites have been putting out some pretty bad stuff at the moment. Like, I've listened to some tracks on there and I thought like this is not something I'd buy. And then I've listened to some and I thought, you know what, I really like this, and I've gone and bought it. And the thing about me is I'm all for supporting people, but like, if I'm gonna buy a tune, it's got to be something that if I'm at a gig, I would play it in a set. If I'm doing a live stream, I'd play it in the live stream. It's got to be worth me parting with money. And some of them, no offences, they just don't specifically sound like they would be something I would part money with. I listened to some today. I listened to one track. I ain't gonna name who it was by because I don't like to bring down and put shame on producers, because we all start somewhere, and we all have a go and attempt things. And I know there was times, and even now I don't make like the best music in the world, but there was times where I sounded absolutely terrible and things didn't sound right, things sounded out of place, and things probably still do on some of my tracks. But I listened to something today and I just thought I couldn't buy it. Like, I wouldn't buy it. It didn't sound good. It didn't sound mastered. It just sounded like quite poor. It was almost like as if it had just been put out for the sake of putting it out. Like, let's just show that we're putting as many releases out as we can, and it was almost like it hadn't been listened to properly. And the whoever was sort of listening to the submission was just kind of not kind of really just thought, yep, quick skim, yeah, we'll have that. And there wasn't really any sort of real proper, like, does it sound good, is it mastered right, does that fit in the right place. um I listened to a couple of others and I just thought they don't sound that good. Unfortunately, they don't, as much as it's a good website and they do put bangers out on it. Sometimes they just actually don't. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff. Original music is one thing I want to tackle this year. I want to make some commercial dance music. I want to team up with some singers and write some original stuff. And I want to team up with some good singers, some proper singers. Not saying that other singers aren't proper, but people that kind of can write their own songs as well, and people who are quite good at songwriting, and people who are quite good at singing and not just good at singing covers. I want to kind of people that are used to writing their own stuff. People who maybe write a lot of acoustic stuff, and people who have like quite a good vocal range, and not somebody who has an all right voice and knows the words to a few classic songs, and and will do covers to them. And again, that's no offences to people that do that. I just personally, I want to nail something that is going to sound really good, and something that hopefully isn't just going to hit like the top one, number one in the Juno download. Something that I'm hoping would go a little bit further than that. I'd be quite sort of pleased, to get number one in the Juno. Don't get me wrong, but I'm kind of hoping something that we could try and like pitch to maybe like a biggish label, and maybe pitch it to the charts or something. See if we can kind of get it into the charts. And if people like Billy Gillis can do it with DNA, anything's possible. And you don't know if you don't try. And we're not saying the first song has to go. Doesn't mean the first song we make is going to go in there, but it's a start, and if we start making original stuff, we can't go far wrong. So, he's good though. I've seen him live. He is good, definitely. Or someone in my opinion. Yeah, Jamie Webster. So there you go. But anyway, that's going to do it for this stream. So make sure to like, comment, share. We'll see you soon.